Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, presented by Hugh Hatrick. Drive fast and try not to crash. Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show with me, Hugh Hatrick, and my very special colleague, Andrew Dickson.
Hello again.
It's a very special event tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we kind of had a week off just with different things happening. Of course, I had a lovely bug, which was a dizziness bug.
I think I kind of gave you some of that.
Now you tell me. I wonder why I'm like going, oh, I can't see, you know. I'm trying to drive my car, but no, I'm only kidding. I wasn't doing that. So yeah, because the last time you were here, in all fairness, Andrew was fairly clogged up with the cold, and then I got that, and then couldn't kind of keep my balance for about a week. But never mind, that answers everything.
I passed it on to another of my mates, and he still has no taste now. So
all right,
yeah, which is very kind of me.
Oh well. Well, on tonight, you'll be very pleased that we're in a studio here so that no bugs can get out. But if you've heard of the Lurgian dizziness bug going about Duns and the Scottish borders, then you know to keep well clear, or you might have to go into quarantine. So, of course, it's the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, which means we get lots of banter about all the kind of things that you would never, ever hear on any other show. Partly because we don't know what else to talk about, and we're two car enthusiasts. But
tonight we're sponsored by Silverstone.
Yes, you've got your Silverstone British Grand Prix. I've got what looks like a football top.
Right.
In fact, for all the Scottish viewers, they're going to think I'm a Rangers supporter. But to be clear, I know that Rangers is a football club, but that is about
That's
it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid when they put me in football practice at school, they put me in goals, and even then I was terrible. So yeah, that was about as good as I could conjure. But yes, we've got lots to talk about. We've got the latest on the W Series, which is of course the Women's Championship. There's only one more race to go, which is Brands Hatch. And Jamie Chadwick was third in the last one, which was at Assen, and it was Kovalainen. Kivalainen, who won that one, which was quite good. So that was the fifth different winner.
Fourth or fifth different winner,
according to you. If it's not, let us know, and I can tell Andrew. I'll pass him all the dodgy emails that we get. But so far, everyone's been rather kind, which is very good. And of course, we've got the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim this weekend, which is great. And if you're in Gran Turismo, then it'll be, if you're playing Gran Turismo this week, you've got Sardinia Group C, or certainly C circuit, which is a very, very good circuit. There's lots of fun. And if you can beat the time of 52 seconds, then you will be at the head of the table. I know that because I got 53 seconds after about 10 or 15 minutes. I thought, that's the best I've done in years. So definitely it's worth practicing. There is also a Suzuki Swift race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which is the proper 13.5 mile circuit, which is going to take a long time in a Suzuki Swift. But there's a 2-lap race there, and I'm trying to think of the other one, which has just gone out of my head. No, Nuremberg. That's right, Nuremberg GP. That's right, Nuremberg GP, which is in GT4s, which is quite good. And the lap record there, when I checked it yesterday, was a 2:03.9. And I think a 2:04.4 is the last of the top 10. And that was from Tuesday night, which is pretty good. I got a 2:05.8, I think it was. So that's not too far away. But for all our sim races, yes, it's going to be pretty good. And we hope to have another interview with Adam Croft from Simtrack later this month as well, which should be great fun and should give us more info about what they're doing around there. Because remember, at the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, you don't just get banter, you get great ideas and offers too. If you're a racing driver, or if you would like to be a racing driver, or if you just want to improve your sim racing in general, simtrack.co.uk is the place to go, where they can give you one-to-one tuition in phenomenal facilities. And they've got a new simulator coming in August, which is going to be very exciting, and we'll find out more about that in the coming shows. So remember, simtrack.co.uk, ask for Adam Croft and tell him you heard all about it on the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. Over to you, Andrew.
Right. Tonight, I think we should do a lot on the new Jim Clark Motorsport Museum. Yes.
Yes.
We were both stood outside when all the
Yeah, that's right.
dignitaries and, well, Jim's sister was there the other weekend.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we weren't invited in.
No, we were kind of the paupers at the
Yeah.
back. We were the,
And David Coulter didn't
he
show
didn't
up.
turn up either, did he?
No.
Good idea. I'll turn that one off. It's a live show and you can tell we're really professional. Yeah.
Coulter didn't show up, but there was a lot of people there. And, well, I've just been told tonight they were still setting up the museum as people were looking around.
Really?
Which isn't very good.
Well, I'm hoping to have an interview with Kenny McLean
Right.
Next week, actually.
Right.
Well, he comes back next week, so
Mhm.
he's available from next week onwards, so that should be very good. And it'd be interesting to see, because he helped to do a lot of the gallery for that. But yes, I mean, I remember on the Thursday when it opened, there were queues out the door, virtually
Right.
down to the main road. It was that busy.
Well, I was there on Saturday past, and the guy behind the counter said they've had over 1,000 people so far.
That's very
already.
good. Yeah, that's very good. It's only a £5 for an adult. I think it's about £14 for a family ticket, or either it's 14 or 17. But you do save a bit of money if you get a family ticket. And it lasts for the whole year as well. And of course, as it's the Car 7 Race Driver Show, we couldn't miss the opportunity to say there is a proper full-size simulator, which is
in the shape of a
Lotus. It looks like it's in a
car.
massive crash because it's got no wheels on it. It's just a tub, but it looks just like a Lotus racing car, and it's quite tricky to get in and out of.
Right.
I remember when I got in, I thought that's fine, but I might not get back out again.
I was invited twice to have a go, but I said no. I'd like to practice first because I haven't had a go. Well, no, I will once I practice, but to be honest, I haven't played a computer game possibly for
It's
20
quite weird
years.
because you sit out like this. You're kind of it's
Is
very
it
very back.
a gear
kind of like
stick
this.
or
No, it's automatic.
That's
and
fine.
It's the Silverstone's short circuit.
Right.
But I got all my laps black flagged.
Right.
It's quite tricky because if you hit the curbs, you get black flagged. So it doesn't allow you much give. Also, I was way wide on a few corners, but yeah, I needed a bit more time. But it is actually really, really good fun. And the stuff you can buy, like the model cars they've got, are brilliant. And some lovely posters and pictures. It's definitely worth having a good look around because it's a really, really
well, and Dario's Lotus Cortina and Lotus 25 as well there now as well.
Yeah.
But no, I'll have to practice and then I'll go in the sim car.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get you on our play seat behind me and to get you to see.
But no, the museum is looking really good. I mean, there's trophies and other stuff of people haven't seen full stop for years. The families donated extra stuff in private collections. So there's trophies right from, I think, right from 1958 all the way through.
Wow.
The early stuff all the way through. So. And there's wee information boards on every trophy now, which the old one didn't have.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's massive compared. I mean, you've got a kind of mini cinema as well, where you can watch a video with all the kind of famous guests.
There's 3 different films you can choose.
Yeah, which is great. And lots of interactive stuff for the kids as well. In fact, I think if anything, I'm going to need to build a car park because it's that busy on your town street. It's hard sometimes just to get a parking space to go in and visit. But definitely worth.
But yeah, there's as you go in, it tells his life story. Then at the back, there's a photo display which is going to be revolving. They're going to have different, well, maybe not just photos all the time. They'll have different memorabilia as and when they can get it. So, and then as you go through the 2 cars and then the gift shop, so something for everyone now. So
that's pretty good going, isn't it? So, so that pretty sums up.
And the Jim Clark Cafe should be opening soon in Dun Square.
Yes, formerly Hugo's.
Yes, they did try to have it up at the museum, but I think various health and safety stuff, they couldn't do it with visitors trailing mud and that into the room and food preparation there. So it's going to be in the square. So I would assume they'll have, if you buy a ticket, you'll get maybe a 10% discount at the cafe, hopefully. So
let's say you get a free steak for every ticket.
Do we?
That way, that's one way to get Ben to come back to me. Saying you're paying for it. But it was like,
but it's going to be the Jim Clark Cafe in Dun Square, so that'll keep tourists in Duns for the full day.
Jim Clark Bistro or something, Bistro Cafe. Yeah, no, that's going to be really good. But yeah, so that
and then just round the corner, possibly
our sim racing centre. Yes, that will come. Hatrick Sim and Gym.
Yeah.
Just need to raise a bit of money for that.
How much?
Not as much as 300 million.
Right.
But it might take as long, you know.
Right.
It might, but we'll see. But we're definitely going to do a sim event at some point very soon, which should be open to everyone who's one of our followers, or if you are prepared to come up, and we'll make sure that we get some special guests for that as well.
But the Jim Clark Motorsport Museum is going to be officially opened, hopefully by Jackie Stewart, because well, he opened the previous one.
Yeah, and towards August,
end of August, hopefully.
Yeah, but we'll keep you posted on that as soon as we find out more and exact dates. We'll let you know, and it's going to be a fantastic day. I wonder whether they might close the roads again. We just don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but
I would
great,
hope so.
Great if they can. Anyone who's been to the last event will be pretty impressed. But no,
but I see that the museum is going to be open right through November this year, so that'll cover the rally as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
They've changed the date, so I think it's
8th and 9th of November. I think,
well, the room will be open till the end of November, I think, and then from March instead of April this year.
Oh, that's quite good then. Yeah. Excellent. Well, that rounds up our continued and I would say pretty detailed coverage of the Jim Clark room. They must be pretty happy with the way that we're giving them all that publicity. But I said we didn't even get in for the launch, but not to worry. We're not jealous or bitter or anything like that. No. Now, I thought we'd talk about the British Grand Prix because there was lots of talk about people saying, "Oh, F1 is in big trouble" and all the rest of it. Now, anyone who watched the British Grand Prix, they saw a cracker of a race. I mean, it was. I got the whole build-up. We had friends over, and we watched the whole thing, and it really was. I mean, you can't complain. I mean, I know they had a couple of races like the French Grand Prix wasn't phenomenal, but I mean, the thing is, the Austrian Grand Prix was very good, and Britain was good because it encourages lots of overtaking in these DRS zones. My only issue is the noise isn't brilliant. It's a bit better than it was when they first had the hybrid engines, but it's still got a long way to go. But there's plenty of overtaking, and I think at Hockenheim this weekend it's going to be more of the same because it's a kind of lots of corners, long straights.
Well, I attempted overtaking. I see the two Hasses took each other out.
Yes, no, it was quite a thing. They're in real trouble. I'm amazed Grosjean still got a seat.
But I mean, I see that Haas, they're putting a different setup on each car. So because they went out on the first lap, they're having to do that again in Hockenheim to try and get data back.
See what happens. Yeah. I can't imagine the team boss was that happy.
No. So that Grosjean might be out. But
to be fair, Magnussen, who was actually on a racing driver's course about 12 years ago when I was there at Silverstone with my mate John, who was doing the same course, to see the fact that he's actually going to Formula One, and I think he's done really quite well. I think he's proved himself many times over at Haas. But I think he's actually better than Grosjean. Well, he's outperformed him in a lot of ways, and especially in qualifying, he's been pretty good. I think Magnussen is actually he deserves to keep his seat and do a bit better. I think, and maybe and go forward because he is good.
But unfortunately, Vettel proved my point that I think he should have had a year out this year.
Yes, coming together, isn't it? But no, it was exciting. And then, of course, Lewis, he had that incredible, he stayed out longer than anyone else, and he went into the pits. And of course, just at that point, the safety car, he just come in just at the safety car issue, and of course, he went back out into the lead because I think it would have been quite tough for him to overtake Bottas, but he got it. Now, he's done that before. A few years ago in the British Grand Prix, I remember it started to rain, and he managed to stay out long enough and then come in for the wet tyres just at the perfect time, and he managed to get into the lead with that. So it was, there is that kind of, when you're a champion, it's like Senna and Mansell, they would just make that inspired choice.
But he needs something, and well, as Eddie Jordan was saying, there's a possibility that he could go to Mercedes and Hamilton could go to Ferrari.
That Vettel would swap. I would be quite excited by that. I think to see Hamilton drive for Ferrari would be
because
pretty much the ultimate. I think.
Hamilton's got it this year now.
I think he's pretty.
So what's that? 6.
That'll be 6 titles.
So he'll be getting a bit jaded.
Yeah.
So they both
need a challenge, and that. Yeah. But I think it would be quite exciting because obviously you've got Leclerc, who is very, very good, and I think he would push Hamilton well. But I mean, I'm amazed that Leclerc has actually beaten Vettel and so many, or certainly in the races. But although he tends to get beaten by him in the end because Vettel either there's a better strategy or doesn't seem to get caught out as
or
much.
takes them off.
Yeah, or one of the two. Or Vettel says, my teammate must go past me, must go behind me. But Leclerc has proved to be very good. And obviously him and Verstappen, I mean, there was just so many things in that British Grand Prix. And of course that was the one live show that Channel 4 had as well. I kind of feel it's a bit of a pity that they don't have a few more on Channel 4.
I've seen, it was on a forum somewhere saying, look, the audience is declining. Why not have more live races on free-to-air TV?
Yeah,
so
I think they have. I think it was a mistake to give it to. I mean, as good as Sky is, to simply have them all the time on Sky is not so good.
Free-to-air is the way to go.
Yeah, I know it means you've got to pay for it, but it's worth it. I mean, they have you have adverts every so often before the build-up and so on, and before as long as they don't do it during the races. Yeah. Remember that's what they used to do on ITV. I remember it was when Schumacher in Japan, and literally we just saw smoke coming out of his Ferrari, and then it went to commercial break, and we went, oh no!
But there was over 340,000 there over the 3 days.
Yeah. So. Oh, I mean the British event, and of course they've extended it for 5 years, so they're pretty confident they got a good deal, and it means that the Grand Prix will be held at Silverstone for the next at least 5 years. Which
I never wrote this down as well, but we had the conclusion to Formula E as well.
Well, of course, was that in New York?
The 2 races, and John Eric Verne's the first double champion.
Oh wow! Yeah,
he's won it twice now.
Yeah. Because he was in Formula One. He was in Toro Rosso, wasn't he? Where did Sam Bird end up? Or was he a bit further down? He was doing quite well at the start.
He lost momentum halfway through.
But well, never mind, Sam. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
But or you could be doing what we do and host a podcast video show. I'm sure he'd absolutely love that.
But he doesn't live too far from us,
Really? Oh my, you know everything.
He lives with his girlfriend, possibly fiance, just near Newcastle.
Oh right. Oh wow. I think Andrew's a stalker in life. But what is? You never told me what your day job was. You just said you move out.
Private eye.
But yeah, so no, that's the thing. Well, I'm trying to think what is going to be on our next subject.
The W Series, we haven't.
Yes, we've only kind of touched on that, haven't we?
Well, it was at Assen in Holland, live on Channel 4 as always on Saturday there.
The final in Brands Hatch, is that the 6th
on the 11th of August, yeah.
All right, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Ah, that's right. They did say it was on a Sunday. Yeah.
But the W Series in Assen on the Saturday, Emma Kimmelainen came first, and then Alice Powell came second, and Jamie Chadwick, who'll probably win the championship, came third.
Right.
She was holding off Beatske Visser, who's the title champion.
She was, so she's obviously pulled away in points.
So if bar any troubles, Jamie's going to get that.
I wonder if she'll be good at Brands Hatch. She'll be a good qualifier for Brands Hatch.
She does all the sim racing as well, so she'll have it on the
because she has struggled a bit the last few races. She's not been on pole, or she's not done as well. She's not had the wins. Two third places she's had in the last couple of races.
Next year, as of next year, the W Series points will count towards the super license to get into Formula One.
Oh wow!
So they'll all be racing for that, and well, the race last week and the Brands Hatch, they're all fighting to keep their seats for next year as well.
Yeah. So, that's quite interesting. Mind you, they're all quite young to get into Formula One. You kind of think even if they won a title, I mean, they're only about 17 or 18, aren't
Jamie's early 20s.
Oh, she early? Oh, that's a bit because you kind of think they were so young that they're.
But I think she'll be in W Series for a couple more years, and then she's in the Williams team now, though.
Isn't she? That's true. Yeah, and you wonder how long Kubica might last before they might.
I think
the push and that. But I mean, I think he has. I mean, the car is obviously an absolute shed compared to the rest of them. They're gonna. That rules out a Williams factory too.
But no, that there was another slight crash at the W Series, so it has been good racing. Yeah. And on the Sunday, they had a non-championship reverse grid race.
On the W Series?
That was only broadcast on YouTube.
Oh, right. Oh, we never saw that. Yeah. We'll have to have a look at that then to see what that was like.
And Alice Powell was on the podium again.
Oh, excellent. So she's quite good.
Yeah.
She's done quite well. Because a lot of the Brits, the other ones in that, they had massive crashes or they had reliability problems. Because in Misano, one of them came up from like 20th up to like 9th and then had reliability issues and had to pull out. That may have been Powell or one of the ones. But yeah, no, so they were actually quite impressive. So it does show, there's a lot of British racing talent out there.
And tickets are on sale now for Brands Hatch. So
you know how much they are?
I don't.
No,
that must be. That must be DTM racing here as well then?
Yeah, maybe they have around that too.
It's a feeder, a support race to DTM. So they must be racing at Brands as well.
Yeah, no, that would be quite good, wouldn't it? But well, I'm sure our viewers and listeners can tell us about that at Brands Hatch if they turn up. Now, of course, it wouldn't be the Car Sim and Race Driver Show if you couldn't email us. Now, come on, all of you guys, you must remember our email address. It's podcast@cardealadvisor.co.uk, and tell us what you think of our show. It could be good, bad, or ugly. And and let us know what you would like us to talk about, because we're happy to research more formulas. If you like any particular category of motor racing, we'll do our best to cover it for you and give the kind of banter that you can't get anywhere else. Well, we're going to take a quick pause and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. Now, as we are always so organised, just watched the Reverse Grid W Series event, which was an absolute cracker of a race. Now, it was actually, honestly, a brilliant race. You need to go onto YouTube, just put in Formula W Reverse Grid race, and you'll get the full live coverage, and you can watch that for free on YouTube. And you'll see a sensational, really very, very good Formula W race, probably one of the best I've ever seen, for people coming through the field and for people at the front doing rather well. Lots of overtaking, lots of bumps and shunts and spins. It would be, I wish Murray Walker was commentating on that, because I don't know when he would have had a heart attack on that one. So many things happened in less than an hour, just over half an hour. But it was a fantastic race. Now, if you are already watching this video, it's quite likely that you have subscribed to our channel. If not, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is under Hugh Hatrick, and make sure you click the notifications button as well, so you never miss a new video. And share, and let your friends put it on your Facebook page. Let everybody know that if you like cars, it'd be fantastic. And hopefully soon we are going to have some more guests like Abby Eaton from the Grand Tour. I've hopefully finalised an interview with her very soon.
Kenny McLean, hopefully.
Kenny McLean. There's lots more. I'm hoping to try and get Dario Franchitti as well. So we are going to get some pretty big names on the show. I've said that you'll give a donation to their favourite charity.
Right.
So they're just looking for the cheque. And I said we'll pay it in euros.
I hope the lawyers are still listening.
The Bank of Andrew, very helpful on these occasions. But no, I thought they might give us the interview. We said we'll give them some money to charity. But no, we will. Obviously, we're a small show at the moment, but we're going to get bigger and bigger. So we hope to have some great guests as well coming soon. But yeah, so really, it was just to kind of to finish off the show with a quick chat about the Hockenheim race. It should be a fantastic one. Last year Hamilton won it from 14th on the grid.
I would think they'll have something about Jim Clark as well at Hockenheim. I'm sure that there's been lots of media coverage and cameras along at the museum, so I think they'll say, look, this happened in Hockenheim and this new museum is open now, so I'm sure that Sky and Channel 4 will do something on Jim again.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fantastic. And as always, let us know what you think of the show. Tell us what you would like to, how you like it to improve, or if it's really bad, tell us that too. We just want some emails so we can read and have some fun.
And some free T-shirts.
Yes, exactly. But we need to get our car race, car sim race
Charter Hall.
Yeah, our Charter Hall fund. Aye. We'll have to see.
I could get some Charter Hall ones made up.
Aye, we could do that actually. Yeah. I'll have to do a live interview from there. But
we've got a live viewer.
That's from a notification.
Right.
Sadly, we don't. Not as yet, anyway. But to all our viewers and listeners of the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, it's been a fantastic week. We're very glad that you listened to and watched our show. Thanks to all our subscribers, and we look forward to meeting many, many more of you. And have a fantastic week. Drive carefully, and remember our motto: drive fast and try not to crash. Don't worry, Andrew will remember it for the next time.
That's all right.
Bye just now.
Bye for now.